So we're in the beautiful city of Detroit. Detroit's the largest city in the Midwestern state of Michigan and long recognized as the historic heart of the American automotive industry. Detroit took on the nickname Motor City. My name's Carl Schlacht. We are headed west outside of downtown Detroit, headed into Dearborn, Michigan. Dearborn is the home of Ford Motor Company, founded by Henry Ford in 1913. And as you see, the colossal assembly plants still dominate the landscape today. The River Rouge complex produced Jeeps, aircraft engines, armor plate, and tractors during World War II. The assembly plant at the complex, which had been responsible for the first generation of Thunderbirds and multiple generations of Mustangs, lasted until 2004, when demolition began to make way for a new truck assembly plant. The sun's coming out and really shining a light on things here in Dearborn. Dearborn now boasts the largest and most diverse Arab community in the U.S. The first wave of Arab migrants arrived in Detroit in the late 1880s, and they continued through the second decade of the 20th century, really attracted by the prospect of work on Ford's assembly lines during the time when they were producing the revolutionary Model T. And more recently, Dearborn's established communities, they've just been swollen by refugees fleeing conflict in the Middle East. After hearing many stories, there's been a lot of interest and speculation on the changing culture in Dearborn. So I decided to check it out for myself and spend a day in Dearborn. So as we drive around, it really feels like we're entering a whole different country. I mean, you wouldn't think that you were in the United States of America right now. Everything is in Arabic. It's pretty interesting. Pharmacies, restaurants, electronics, salons, clothing. So we just left the grocery store. We walked around, saw some food I've never heard of before, but basically a regular grocery store, fruits, veggies, all the snacks, mostly Arabic, Middle Eastern, it seemed like to me, walking around. And I wasn't in there very long at all, and I was approached by a gentleman, and he ended up being the owner.
My name is Haider. My family and I own Greenlands in Dearborn and Dearborn Heights. We came to this country in the middle 80s. We started our life like any other immigrants. We started Greenland in 1993. Now we have 4 stores. It was a good experience as an American who was born overseas, to appreciate this country that we live in and to live and achieve the American dreams. We have the halal meat, chicken, and for those who doesn't know what halal is, it's more like hand slaughtered, more of an organic, humane way to kill the cows and the chicken. My customer base is multicultural across the world. I deal with people from Africa to the Middle East to Europe, and of course the Americas. And we have our friends to the north that still come on the weekend and shop with us. We enjoy the experience. You get to meet and get to know other people and their cultures. You learn to, you educate yourself to respect others and their way of life and to live together in harmony in the greatest country on earth, the United States of America. As soon as you walk in, we sell bar spins, we're veggie, but we do sell the halal, just, the teddy bear. It has to be halal. We don't eat anything with pork in it. And it looks like any traditional American supermarket. But again, this is the traditional Muslim wear. This is the owner. And you can see many colors. It's not all black. A lot of pinkish, a lot of different colors, a lot of different decorations. And the scarfies here have different views, different designs. When it comes to election, you see, you smell the politics in the air. It kind of disappears after the election. People live together in harmony, of course. People have different opinions about their religious and cultural beliefs. I would say mostly, I've lived in this country for almost 32 years. I've only experienced one incident of racism. It's literally next to the mosque. So the guy was getting drunk, and he saw that guy, and he was telling him that he wants to bomb the mosque. So long story short, he called the cops. They caught the guy at the last minute with the bombs in his trunk. So it does happen. There is different views, yes. There's different religious and cultural views, yes. But what brings us together, this great nation of ours.
Hello? Okay, great. Sounds good. I'll see you over there. Bye. So Haider just called, and we actually got clearance to go visit a mosque. This is going to be really exciting. I've heard a lot about Dearborn being home to the largest mosque in the country. It was only the second mosque ever built in the United States, and it stands 3 stories high, with taking up almost an entire city block.
You hear the laugh? We're going to the prayers. We're as Muslims pray 5 times a day. And this is the prayers room that we're going up to. Of course, you have to wash up before you go in. And as we go up, we have to take our shoes off. And a lot of misconception for non-Muslims, why women pray in the back. People assume that we discriminate against women. And basically, the way we pray, women will feel most comfortable being in the back because we kneel and we, among other positions. So women will love and prefer to stay in the back anyways. And I was just telling the gentlemen here, some mosques will actually play side by side, men on the right, women on the left. Older ladies, older men, and they just sit on the chair and they perform their prayers because they cannot lean or kneel. Sunrise and sundown when it comes to fasting and prayers. So there's no set time. It all depends how the sun goes down and comes up. This is where the imam, which is like the priest, prays, and we pray behind him. Men in the front, women in the back. The holy Kaaba is in Saudi Arabia, the holy city of Mecca, they call it a holy Kaaba, where we go for pilgrimage. All Muslims are obligated to pray toward Mecca. This is our holy book. This is the Holy Quran. It's in Arabic. There's an English version. I'll show you the English version in just a second. All Muslims read the holy book, and we believe that this is our holy book, just like you guys have the Bible. We have the Holy Quran, and it has so much stories about love and respect. And just for the record, Virgin Mary was mentioned in our holy book. I don't know the exact number. It's over 30 times. And Jesus Christ was mentioned in our whole book so many times. You guys do the Google, you'll be surprised how much we have love and respect for Jesus Christ and his mother, the Holy Virgin Mary. This is the actual English version of the Quran. Most American-born Muslims don't know how to read Arabic, so this is a new trend. And we have English speakers, English lectures, and things have changed more toward the American way of presenting religion. We're here to live and stay, so might as well blend in, which we are. Muslims tend to blend in, unlike what the media says, more than anyone else. We are probably less than 2% of the populations, but we are 5% of US doctors. If you drive in the neighborhood, excuse me, if you drive in our neighborhood, you'll see our neighborhood clean. We take care of ourselves. And in fact, anytime there's an election, local election about improving schools, any millage to improve schools or our roads, Arab American will actually overwhelmingly vote with it. So this is our way of life. We love America, and we love being here. And we're here to stay.
Perfect. We really learned a lot over at the mosque. Let's head over to the park and see what everyone's up to on this beautiful day. Here we are entering Lapeer Park. Looks like a normal park. Kids are out on their bikes, playing sports. A lot of people are out on a walk on this beautiful day. Looks like pretty basic America. We learned a lot from the locals about the culture here, and Haider just invited us to go to one of the other Greenland markets and eat food with him. He actually used the phrase pig out, which is pretty funny because he doesn't even eat pork. Wow, the food was so good, full of flavor, and absolutely delicious. I'm stuffed. More food just kept coming. I think we tried everything, and he even packed us up with 3 or 4 coolers to go home with. Overall, it was a great time and a really amazing experience.
Dearborn Heights is a mixed community. There's a lot of ethnics, there's a lot of African American, there's a lot of white Americans. We're all Americans, and we enjoyed the experience. And when I come back to Michigan, it's the best.
Yeah.
You learn to appreciate this country when you travel.
Right. Spending a day in Dearborn, what did we learn? We learned a lesson in love and unity. Treat your neighbor as you would want to be treated. We found out that Dearborn is a very open and safe place to visit, shop, and sightsee. What a great lesson in love.